Have you ever stopped to think that perhaps at this very moment, as you listen to these words, the universe is preparing something completely new for your life? What if I told you that there are clear signs, real evidence happening around you right now, showing that a new stage is about to begin? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. If you were born under the sign of Gemini, pay close attention, because the 9 pieces of evidence I'm going to share with you can explain many things that have been happening in your life lately. You know that strange feeling that something is changing, but you can't quite explain what? That restlessness in your chest. That feeling that the winds are changing direction? That's not a coincidence. The divine is working behind the scenes of your existence, preparing the ground for you to enter a new cycle, higher, more abundant, more aligned with your true purpose. And the most incredible thing is that you don't need to blindly believe in it. I'm not asking you to have faith without foundation. I'm here to show you the concrete evidence, the signs that are already manifesting in your reality. And when you finish listening to this video, I'm absolutely certain you'll look back and realize that all these signs were already there, right in front of you, just waiting for you to pay attention. But here's an important warning. If you ignore these signs, if you let this message pass without reflecting on it, you might end up missing the exact moment when you should act, when you should prepare for this new phase. And then when the door opens, you might not be ready to walk through it. So stay with me until the end, because each piece of evidence I'm going to reveal is a piece of a larger puzzle. And only when you put them all together will you see the complete picture of what's to come in your life. First test, the end of repetitive cycles. Have you noticed something different happening lately? You know those problems that seem to endlessly repeat themselves in your life, as if you were trapped on a Ferris wheel that never stopped spinning? Those same difficult situations, the same types of conflict, the same difficulties that appeared from time to time, always coming back to bother you. Well, if you pay close attention, you'll notice that these patterns are beginning to break. And this is no coincidence. This is the first clear proof that a greater force is working in your life, preparing the ground for something new. When the universe decides that it's time for you to evolve, the first thing it does is interrupt the cycles that kept you stuck in the same place. It's as if someone finally turned off that music that was playing nonstop and put on a new melody. For you, Gemini, this is even more significant because your nature is one of movement, of change, of communication. When you get stuck in repetitive patterns, it's as if your wings are being clipped. You weren't born to live the same story every day. You were born to experience, to learn new things, to adapt and grow. And now, finally, those cycles that held you back are dissolving. You may have noticed that the person who always caused trouble in your life has simply drifted away. Or perhaps that health problem that bothered you for a long time is improving without explanation. Maybe you've realized that you no longer feel that anguish you used to feel when thinking about certain situations. All of these are clear signs. The end of repetitive cycles happens when you have learned the lessons you needed to learn. Think of your life as a school. Each difficulty, each challenge is like a subject you need to pass. While you haven't learned the lesson, the universe continues to put you in similar situations, giving you new chances to understand what needs to be understood. But when you finally learn, when you finally evolve in that aspect, it no longer makes sense to keep repeating the same test. Then the universe releases you from that cycle and prepares you to advance to the next level. And you know what's most beautiful about all this? You don't need to force yourself to break these cycles. When the time is right, they simply dissolve on their own like smoke dispersing in the air. You'll look back in a few months and wonder how something that seemed so heavy and impossible to resolve simply disappeared from your life. The truth is that the divine was just waiting for the perfect moment, preparing all the pieces on the board, organizing the circumstances so that the change would happen as smoothly as possible. So, if you are going through this moment now, if you are realizing that the things that tormented you no longer have the same power over you, rest assured. Take a deep breath and give thanks. Because this is a sign that you are being prepared for something much greater. The universe doesn't break old cycles without a purpose. It is simply clearing the path, removing obstacles, making room for the new to enter your life. And this new thing that is coming is much better than you can imagine now. Second test, new people appearing in your path. Now pay attention to this second piece of evidence, because it's powerful and easy to identify. Have you noticed different people appearing in your life? I'm not just talking about superficial acquaintances, but people who show up and somehow bring a new energy, a different perspective, a light you hadn't seen before. This is one of the clearest ways the universe shows that it's preparing a new phase for you. When we're about to enter a new cycle, we need new connections, people who are aligned with the frequency of this next stage. The people who were with us in the previous chapter of our lives often don't have a place in the next chapter, and that's perfectly normal. It doesn't mean they were bad people or that the relationships were false. It just means that each person has their time on our journey, and when that time ends, the universe gently removes those people and brings others who are more suitable for where we're going. For you, Gemini, an extremely social sign that highly values human connections, this can be both exciting and a little scary. You might be feeling confused because you realize that some old friendships no longer make as much sense, while people you barely knew have suddenly become important. Perhaps you met someone by chance in a completely unexpected situation, and that person said exactly what you needed to hear at that moment. Or maybe you were invited to participate in a group, an activity, a project, and there you found people who think like you, who understand your ideas, who value what you have to offer. These are not casual encounters. They are encounters orchestrated by the divine. Each new person who enters your life now is bringing something you will need in the next phase. It could be a skill that this person has that will inspire you to develop something similar. It could be an opportunity that this person will present to you. It could simply be the emotional support you will need during times of transition. The universe is extremely wise in this process. It doesn't send random people our way. Each connection has a purpose, a meaning, a reason for existing. And when you are being prepared for a new stage, these divine connections intensify. Suddenly, you meet someone who works in the exact field you want to enter. Or you find someone who has already faced the same challenge you're facing and can give you valuable advice. Or you simply cross paths with someone who makes you laugh, who makes you feel light, who reminds you of who you really are beneath all the worries. Pay attention also to the people who are leaving your life. Yes, this is also part of the second test. When some people naturally drift away without fights, without conflicts, just a gentle and gradual distancing, this is also the universe working. It's making space. It's releasing energy. It's preparing you to fully receive the new connections that are coming. Don't hold on tightly to those who are leaving. Don't try to force relationships that have already fulfilled their purpose. Be grateful for the time you had together, for the lessons you learned from each other, and let go with love. Because the more you cling to the old, the more it hinders the arrival of the new. And at this moment, the new is precisely what you need. Third test, stronger dreams and intuitions. There's something happening in the world of dreams and intuition that you can't ignore. This is the third sign that something bigger is being prepared for you. Have you noticed that your dreams are more vivid, more intense, more full of meaning? Or that your intuition is speaking louder, giving you warnings, guiding you, showing you paths that your logical mind can't explain? This happens because when we are about to enter a new phase, our spiritual sensitivity increases. It's as if the veil between the material world and the spiritual world becomes thinner, allowing us to receive messages more clearly. The divine communicates with us in many ways, and dreams and intuition are two of the most powerful languages it uses. For you, Gemini, who have an extremely active mind and are always thinking about 1,000 things at once, you may have ignored these signs for a while. After all, it's easy to dismiss a strange dream as just the result of something you ate before bed, or to ignore that inner voice that tells you not to do a certain thing, believing it's just fear or insecurity. But now pay attention. The dreams you're having aren't ordinary. They carry messages, symbols, warnings. You might dream of places you've never visited, but that you somehow recognize. People might appear in your dreams giving advice, showing directions, revealing truths. You might wake up from a dream with an inexplicable certainty about something you need to do or avoid. All of this is the universe's way of preparing you for what's to come. And intuition right now is sharper than ever. You might be feeling very clearly when something isn't right, even if on the surface everything seems normal. Or you might be feeling an inexplicable attraction to do something different, go to a new place, start a project that seemed crazy before, but now makes perfect sense. This inner voice is guiding you precisely because it's connected to the bigger plan unfolding in your life. The truth is, we all have access to this inner wisdom, but in the rush of daily life, with so many distractions and worries, we end up not paying attention to it. But when we are on the threshold of a major change, when we are being prepared for a new stage, this connection naturally strengthens. It's the universe making sure you don't lose your way, that you'll be attentive to the signs, that you'll make the right decisions at crucial moments. So what should you do with this information? First, start valuing your dreams more. When you wake up from a dream that seems significant, write it down immediately. Don't rely solely on memory, because dream details are quickly lost. Write down everything you remember, no matter how strange or meaningless it may seem. Then throughout the day, reflect on these symbols. What might they be trying to tell you? What emotions did they awaken in you? Second, trust your intuition more. When you feel that tightness in your stomach telling you that something isn't right, listen. When you feel that inexplicable peace about a decision, even if it seems risky, trust it. Your intuition isn't deceiving you. It's guiding you exactly where you need to go. And third, create moments of silence in your routine. Intuition and divine messages arrive more easily when our minds are quiet, when we aren't bombarded by information and external stimuli. Can be just a few minutes in the morning before starting the day or at night before going to sleep. These moments of connection are precious and will help you navigate this transition with more clarity and confidence. Before we continue with the fourth test, I need to make a special request of you. If you're enjoying this content, if these words are resonating with your heart, I want to invite you to become part of this community. Subscribe to the channel now. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos that can bring more light to your journey. And leave a comment below telling me where you're watching from. I love knowing that these messages are reaching people in so many different places. And if this content has deeply touched your heart, if you feel that these words are making a difference in your life, consider becoming a supporter of the channel. Every bit of support, every gesture of generosity helps keep this work alive, helps bring these messages of hope and guidance to even more people who need to hear them. Now let's continue, because we still have a long way to go and many important tests to reveal. Fourth test. Unexpected changes in routine. Do you know when your routine suddenly starts changing in ways you didn't plan? Things that seem fixed, guaranteed, begin to move, to transform, to take different directions? This is the fourth sign that you are being prepared for a new stage. And it can be a little uncomfortable at first, I know. We, human beings, like the feeling of control, of predictability, of knowing what will happen tomorrow. But the truth is that, when we are about to evolve, when we are on the verge of a major transformation, the universe needs to shake up the structures of our lives to create space for the new. It's like when you're going to reorganize a room in your house. First, you need to move the furniture and it becomes a mess. It seems chaotic, it seems worse than it was before. But it is only after this moment of disorder that you can create a new, better, more functional organization. The same thing happens in life. For you, Gemini, who already have an adaptable nature and even like change, these transformations may be easier to handle than for other signs. But even so, when these are changes you didn't initiate, that came from outside, that weren't in your plans, you might feel a little insecure. It could be a change at work, a situation that forces you to rethink your schedule, your priorities, your way of doing things. It could be an unexpected change of address, or someone who lived with you moving out, altering the entire dynamic of the house. It could be a change in your health that forces you to create new habits, a different care routine. It could even be a technological change, something that forces you to learn a new tool, a new way of doing what you've always done in a certain way. All these changes, however strange or inconvenient they may seem at the moment, are aligning you with the next phase. They are breaking old patterns that no longer serve you. They are taking you out of your comfort zone, which, despite being comfortable, kept you stagnant. The universe knows that, if it let you choose, you would probably stay in the known, in the safe, even if it meant not growing. So sometimes it needs to give you that push, create those circumstances that force you to move, to adapt, to discover internal resources you didn't even know you had. And here's an important truth. These changes are not punishments. They are not the universe being cruel to you. They are necessary adjustments. They are recalibrations. Think of a plane that is flying. From time to time, the pilot needs to make small adjustments to the route, altitude, and speed to ensure the plane reaches its destination. If he simply kept everything exactly the same from beginning to end of the flight, he probably wouldn't arrive at the right place because of the winds, weather conditions, and 1,000 other factors that change along the way. Your life is similar. The universe is constantly making small adjustments to your route to ensure you get where you need to go. And these adjustments manifest as changes in routine, as alterations to plans, as unexpected situations. So, how should you react when these changes happen? First, breathe. Don't panic. Don't resist with all your might. Resistance only makes everything more difficult and painful. Accept that change is happening and try to understand what it's trying to teach you. Second, be flexible. Use that natural Gemini characteristic of yours. Adaptability, finding creative solutions, seeing possibilities where others only see problems. You have this ability. It's in your astrological DNA. Third, trust. Trust that, even if you don't understand now, even if it seems like a mess, there's a greater purpose behind it all. The universe isn't improvising with your life. It knows exactly what it's doing. And when you look back sometime from now, you'll realize that the change that seemed terrible at the time was exactly what needed to happen to put you on the right path. Fifth test. Increase creativity and new ideas. Have you been feeling that creative energy bubbling inside you? You know, when you suddenly start having ideas you've never had before, insights that seem to come from nowhere, visions of possibilities that leave you excited and inspired? This is the fifth sign that a new phase is being prepared for you, and it's one of the most exciting. When the universe is preparing us to evolve, it also equips us with the necessary tools for this new stage. And one of the most powerful tools is creativity. It's the force that allows us to transform the invisible into the visible, what doesn't yet exist into concrete reality. For you Gemini, who already have a naturally creative mind full of ideas, this period can be especially intense. You may feel that your mind never stops, that at every moment a new possibility arises, a new project you want to start, a new direction you want to explore. And that's wonderful. This mental effervescence, this abundance of ideas, is the universe showing you that you have the potential for much more than you are doing now. It's an invitation to expand, to experiment, to express yourself in new ways. But I know that this can also be a little overwhelming. When you have many ideas at the same time, it can be difficult to know which one to follow, where to start, what is worth investing your time and energy in. And here's an important piece of advice. Not every idea needs to become a big project. Not every inspiration needs to turn into immediate action. Some ideas are just seeds that the universe is planting in your consciousness, and they will germinate at the right time. Others are clear calls for you to act now. How to tell the difference? Pay attention to those ideas that keep coming back, that don't leave you alone, that appear again and again, even when you try to ignore them. These are the ones that deserve your priority attention. These are the ones that the universe is really pushing you to accomplish. The increase in creativity at this moment in your life is not random. It is directly linked to the new phase that is to come. Perhaps the new stage will involve you using more of your personal expression, your unique voice, your original ideas. Perhaps it will involve you finding creative solutions to problems that seemed unsolvable. Perhaps it involves creating something from scratch, building something that doesn't yet exist, bringing to the world a contribution that only you can make. And the universe is preparing you for this, filling your creative well, giving you access to inspirations and insights that will guide you in this process. Beyond practical ideas, you may also be feeling a greater desire to express yourself artistically. It could be a desire to write, to draw, to make music, to dance, to create with your hands. Don't ignore these impulses. They are ways for your soul to communicate, to process the transformations that are happening, to prepare for the new. Artistic expression has tremendous power to align us with higher frequencies, to connect us with parts of ourselves that lie dormant in everyday life. So set aside time for this creativity. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be something you'll show to someone. It can be just for you, a space for exploration, for play, for freedom. Buy a notebook and start writing down your ideas, even the crazy ones, even the ones that seem impossible. Set aside a few minutes of your day to do something creative, whatever it may be. Allow yourself to experiment without the pressure of having to create something grand. The process is more important than the result at this moment, because it is in the creative process that you reconnect with your essence, that you remember your power, that you open yourself to the infinite possibilities that exist within you and around you. And this openness, this expansion of consciousness through creativity, is exactly what you need to be ready for the new phase that is coming. So celebrate this abundance of ideas. Be grateful for this creative energy that is flowing, and use it. Don't let it get lost. Don't let it dissipate without being used. You are being gifted with powerful fuel at this moment. Use this fuel to begin building the foundations of your next stage. Sixth test. Sense of inner urgency. There's something stirring inside, isn't there? A restlessness, a feeling that you need to do something, change something, act in some way, but you don't know exactly what. It's as if something inside you is nudging you, pushing you, not letting you stand still. This is the sixth sign that you are being prepared for a new phase, and it's one of the most emotionally intense. This feeling of inner urgency is your soul calling your attention, telling you that it's time to wake up, to get up, to take the reins of your life and make the necessary changes. It's not a desperate urgency, as if you were in imminent danger. It's different from that. It's more like a growing certainty that you can no longer continue as you are, that standing still is no longer an option, that there is something greater waiting for you and you need to go to meet it. For you, Gemini, this urgency may manifest as an intense need for communication, to express what you are feeling, to share the transformations you are experiencing. You may feel the urge to talk about deep things with the people around you, to seek answers to questions you've never asked before, to better understand who you are and where you're going. This inner search, this need for clarity and understanding, is a fundamental part of the preparation process for the new. Many people feel this urgency and become confused because it doesn't come with clear instructions. It's not like you wake up one day and a voice tells you exactly what to do. It's more subtle than that. It's a feeling, a sensation, a restlessness that won't leave you in peace. And the natural tendency is to try to ignore it, to try to stifle this feeling with distractions, with occupations, with empty entertainment. But that doesn't work. Because the more you try to escape this inner urgency, the stronger it becomes. It's your essence calling you back home, reminding you of your purpose, inviting you to live more authentically and in alignment. So, what to do with this feeling? First, acknowledge it. Accept that it's present and that it has something important to tell you. Don't fight it, don't try to pretend you're not feeling it. Second, talk to it. It may seem strange, but converse with this inner urgency. Ask it what it wants to show you, what needs to change, where it's leading you. And then be silent and listen. The answers will come, perhaps not in clear words, but in sensations, in images, in sudden insights. Third, start acting. Even if you don't know exactly what the complete plan is, start with small steps. If the urgency is related to getting out of a situation that no longer serves you, start planning that exit. If it's related to starting something new, take the first small action in that direction. The important thing is not to become completely paralyzed. Action, even if small, generates movement, and movement attracts more clarity, more signs, more direction. This inner urgency also has to do with timing. The universe has its own times, its own seasons. And when the right moment arrives for something to happen, it creates within us this feeling that now is the time. Not tomorrow, not next month, not when the conditions are perfect. Now. And this can be scary because we always think we need to be more prepared, more ready, more confident before taking big steps. But the truth is, you'll never feel completely ready. Perfect preparation is a myth. What exists is the right moment, and when that moment arrives, you need to have the courage to move, even with fear, even with uncertainty. This urgency you're feeling is the universe telling you that the moment is now, that you are already prepared enough, that the window of opportunity is open, but it won't stay open forever. So take a deep breath, trust yourself, trust the process, and take the next step. Seventh test. Ancient things coming to light. Here's something that might seem strange at first glance, but it makes perfect sense when you understand the process. Have you noticed that old issues, memories from the past, situations you thought you had already overcome are coming back to your mind lately? Perhaps you're remembering conversations that happened years ago, or dreaming about people you haven't seen in a long time, or feeling emotions related to events that should already be buried in the past. This is the seventh sign that you are being prepared for a new stage, and although it seems contradictory, it makes perfect sense. When we are about to enter a new cycle, a new level of consciousness, the universe gives us the opportunity to do a final cleansing. It's as if it opens a chest where all those things that were never completely resolved, processed, healed were kept. And it says, look here, before moving on, let's resolve this once and for all. Let's truly close these wounds. Let's learn the last lessons that were left pending. Let's release these energies from the past, so that you can enter the new phase completely free. For you, Gemini, this can be especially challenging because you are someone who naturally prefers to look ahead, to future possibilities, rather than dwelling on the past. You don't like being stuck in old stories, old grudges, painful memories. You want movement, progress, novelty. But here's the thing. If you don't truly resolve these old issues, they will continue to haunt you, like a heavy backpack you carry wherever you go. And when you enter a new phase carrying all that weight from the past, you can't fully take advantage of the opportunities that arise, you can't fly as high as you could. So, what the universe is doing now is giving you one last chance to release that weight before moving forward. These memories, these people, these situations that are returning to your consciousness are not there to torment you. They are there to be healed. Perhaps it's an old hurt that you need to forgive, not for the person who hurt you, but for yourself, for your own liberation. Perhaps it's a regret, something you did or failed to do, that needs to be accepted and integrated into your story without so much judgment. Perhaps it's a pattern of behavior that has been repeating itself since childhood, and now, finally, you're mature enough to recognize and transform it. The work of processing these old things isn't easy, I know. It hurts to look at old wounds. It hurts to relive difficult emotions. It hurts to admit our own flaws and limitations. But it's necessary work. And the good news is that you don't have to do it alone. You can seek help, whether through honest conversations with trusted people, through therapy, or through spiritual practices that help you process and release these energies. The important thing is not to ignore these signs. When something from the past insists on appearing in your consciousness, pay attention. Ask yourself, what is this memory trying to teach me? What unprocessed emotion is lying there? What do I need to do to finally free myself from it? And then do the work. Write about it. Cry if you need to. Talk to the person involved if necessary and if it's safe to do so. Or simply acknowledge internally what happened, validate your emotions, forgive yourself and others, and consciously decide to let go. There is immense power in this act of consciously clearing the past. Every time you resolve an old issue, you release a huge amount of energy that was trapped there. And this energy is now available for you to use in building your new phase. It's as if you're releasing extra fuel for your rocket, allowing it to reach heights that were previously impossible. So approach this process with gratitude. Be grateful for this opportunity for healing, closure, and liberation. And trust that, on the other side of this inner work, there is a lighter, freer, more whole version of you, ready to embrace all the good that is to come. 8th test. Physical symptoms of transformation. Now let's talk about something that is often overlooked, but is extremely important. Have you been experiencing different physical symptoms lately? Perhaps a fatigue you can't explain, even after sleeping well. Or body aches that appear and disappear for no apparent reason. Or increased sensitivity to noises, lights, and the energies of places and people. Or changes in appetite, sleep, and mood. This is the 8th sign that a profound transformation is taking place. And it's not just emotional or spiritual. It's also physical. Our bodies are much wiser than we imagine. They register everything. Every emotion, every energetic shift, every transformation we are experiencing internally is reflected in some way in the physical body. And when we are going through a major transition, when we are being prepared for a new phase, the body needs to adjust as well. It's as if it's being recalibrated to vibrate at a different, higher frequency, more aligned with who you are becoming. For you, Gemini, ruled by an air sign and living very much in your mind, you may have difficulty perceiving these bodily signals. You're so used to processing everything mentally that sometimes you disconnect from what your body is trying to tell you. But right now it's crucial to pay attention. Your body is actively participating in this transformation process, and ignoring its signals can make things harder than they need to be. Let's talk about some of the most common physical symptoms during periods of spiritual transformation. First, fatigue. You may be feeling more tired than usual, needing more sleep, feeling that urge to take a nap in the middle of the day. This happens because transformation consumes energy. Your energy system is working in overdrive, processing new frequencies, releasing old patterns, adjusting to the new. It's as if you're doing invisible heavy lifting, and your body needs extra rest to cope. Don't fight it. If your body is asking for rest, rest. Second, changes in sleep. You may be having difficulty falling asleep, waking up in the middle of the night, having intense dreams that leave you tired, or sleeping much more than usual. Both are normal during transitions. Sleep is when we do a lot of our internal processing, so it makes sense that it's affected. Try creating a relaxing routine before bed. Avoid strong stimuli at night. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, instead of stressing, take the opportunity to meditate, to reflect calmly, to simply be present with yourself. Third, increased sensitivities. You may be feeling more sensitive to everything. Crowded places exhaust you faster. Negative conversations affect you more deeply. You feel the energies of environments and people more intensely. This happens because, as you rise spiritually, your perception sharpens. You pick up on things that previously went unnoticed. The solution is not to isolate yourself completely from the world, but rather to learn to protect yourself energetically, to choose more carefully where you spend your time and with whom, and to do regular energy cleansings. Fourth, aches and pains. Headaches, backaches, stomach discomfort, body tension. All of this can be a physical manifestation of energy blockages being released. Obviously, if the pain is intense or persistent, see a doctor to rule out any real physical problems. But if the tests show nothing, consider that it may be part of the transformation process. Move your body, do stretches, practice activities that help release tension, such as yoga, walking, dancing. Fifth, changes in appetite. You may be feeling less hungry or more hungry. You may crave foods different from your usual ones. Your body is seeking what it needs to sustain this transformation. Listen to it. If you are not hungry, don't force yourself to eat. If you are hungry, eat mindfully, choosing foods that truly nourish you. The relationship between the body and spirituality is much deeper than most people imagine. When we take good care of our bodies, when we respect their limits, when we meet their needs, we facilitate the entire process of spiritual evolution. And when we ignore the body, when we push it beyond its limits, when we don't give it the rest and care it needs, we create obstacles in our own path. So, in this moment of preparation for a new phase, be gentle with your body. Listen to what it's telling you. Rest when you need to. Move gently. Eat mindfully. Stay well hydrated. Spend time in nature whenever possible. All of this will help your body make the necessary adjustments more smoothly and harmoniously. Ninth test. Natural detachment from material things. And we arrive at the ninth and final test, and it is profound. Have you noticed that you are losing interest in things you once considered important? Has that desire to buy new things diminished? Does that need to impress others, to show success through material possessions, simply no longer make sense? Is that attachment to objects, places, situations naturally dissolving? This is not apathy. It is not depression. It is awakening. It is spiritual maturity. It is the universe showing you that you are ready for a new phase where values are different, where what matters is deeper, more real, more lasting. Material detachment is one of the clearest signs of spiritual evolution. When we begin to understand that our happiness, our peace, our fulfillment do not depend on external things, when we stop seeking outside what can only be found within, when we free ourselves from the illusion that more possessions mean more value, then we are ready to receive the true blessings that the universe wants to give us. For you, Gemini, who are naturally not the most materially attached sign, but who enjoy experiences, novelty, and variety, this detachment can manifest in different ways. Perhaps you are realizing that you no longer feel the need to always be doing something, to be constantly stimulated, to be busy all the time. Perhaps you are discovering the value of silence, of simplicity, of simply being instead of always doing. And that is beautiful. That is growth. Detachment doesn't mean you're going to become a monk and abandon everything. It's not about that. It's about changing your relationship with things. It's about stopping depending on them to feel good. It's about recognizing that you are complete, valuable, and worthy of love exactly as you are, without needing to prove anything to anyone through material achievements. When you reach this place of detachment, something magical happens. You become light. You become free. And this freedom allows you to fly higher than ever before, because you are no longer carrying the weight of all those expectations, all those artificial needs, all those attachments that kept you grounded. And the universe loves a light and free heart, because it can place gifts far greater than material ones within it. It can place peace. It can place true love. It can place purpose. It can place genuine connections. It can place achievements that truly matter and leave a legacy. You may also be going through a physical cleansing process, feeling the urge to get rid of objects you no longer use, to simplify your home, your belongings, your life. This is wonderful. Do it with awareness and gratitude. Thank each object for the time it served you, and let it go so that it can serve someone else who needs it now. Each thing you release opens space for the new to enter. And it's not just about objects. It's about releasing relationships that no longer nourish, commitments that no longer make sense, social roles you played only out of obligation or external expectation. It's about questioning yourself. Is this truly mine? Or is it something I've incorporated due to external pressure? Does this bring me genuine joy? Or does it just give me a temporary sense of validation? Is this aligned with who I truly am? Or is it a mask I wear to be accepted? These are powerful questions, and honest answers to them will guide you to a much more authentic, much lighter, much happier life. Detachment also manifests in not clinging so much to the results. You do your best, plant the seeds, tend the garden, But you don't desperately try to control every aspect of the growth. You trust the process. You trust divine timing. You understand that some things will happen and others won't. And that's okay because the universe knows better than you what truly serves your highest good. This is a profound wisdom that only comes with spiritual maturity. And when you reach that place of trust and detachment, you realize that life flows much more easily. The right doors open. The right people appear. The right opportunities arise. Because you are no longer trying to force anything. You are in tune, in harmony with the natural flow of life. And that is exactly the state of consciousness you need to fully enter the new phase that is being prepared for you. A phase where you will shine not because you are trying to prove something, but because you have finally allowed yourself to be authentically who you have always been. So here we are. 9 clear, real tangible proofs that a new stage is being carefully prepared for you. If you recognize most of these signs in your life, there is no longer any doubt. The divine is at work, the backstage is being organized. The curtain is about to rise on the next act of your story. And what act will that be? Well, that depends on how you will take advantage of this moment of preparation. Because one thing is certain. Opportunities will appear. Doors will open. Paths will reveal themselves. But you need to be ready. You need to be attentive. You need to be willing to take the necessary steps. Even when they seem daunting. Remember everything we've discussed here. The old cycles that are ending, freeing you for the new. The new people who are arriving to support you on this next journey. The dreams and intuitions that are guiding you with divine wisdom. The changes in routine that are aligning you with your destiny. The bubbling creativity that is equipping you with resources to build something new. The inner urgency that is calling you to action. Old issues are resurfacing, finally to be healed. Physical symptoms are showing that even your body is transforming. And the detachment is freeing you to fly higher. Each of these tests is a piece of the puzzle. And now that you've seen the complete picture, what will you do with this information? Will you ignore it? Will you postpone it? Or will you accept the invitation the universe is making you and consciously prepare for this new phase? I encourage you to choose courage. Choose faith. Choose to believe that yes, you deserve good things. Yes, you are capable of more. Yes, there is a greater purpose for your life. And yes, that purpose is about to reveal itself in ways that will surprise you and fill you with gratitude. So take a deep breath. Look around you with renewed eyes. Notice the signs. Give thanks for the tests you have received. And prepare your heart to receive the blessings that are on their way. They are greater, better, and more abundant than you can imagine now. And before we say goodbye, I want to give you a challenge. Over the next few days, pay attention to the signs. Note the synchronicities. Observe the changes. And then come back here and tell me. Leave a comment saying which of these 9 tests you are experiencing most intensely. This will help you consolidate your learning and will also create a beautiful current of positive energy here in our community, with people sharing their transformative experiences. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so now. Hit the bell so you don't miss the upcoming content that will continue to guide you on this journey. And if this video truly touched your heart, if you felt these words came at the right time, consider supporting this work. Every bit of support makes a difference and allows more people to be reached by these messages of light and hope. The universe has a beautiful plan for you. An incredible new stage is being prepared. And you, my dear Gemini friend, are about to enter one of the most transformative and blessed periods of your life. Trust in it, embrace it, and get ready to fly.